Hello, Creative Power Up community. I want to share with you a quick overview of the AI plus human-powered logo design project that I did with Stephanie. And also, as a sidebar, the tools were evolving so quickly that a new tool actually gave us a better result than anything we were able to get previously. So that was really awesome upgrade in the midst of this process. So we started with Microsoft Designer, went over to Midjourney, Google Gemini, Adobe Firefly, and then OpenAI released the ChatGPT 4.0 image generation. I also provided a video on that in our community, so check that out if you haven't watched that already. And then, of course, we went over and used some good old-fashioned Adobe Photoshop to get the job done to Stephanie's liking. So let's jump in. Stephanie started out with Microsoft Designer doing a number of explorations of different prompts and trying to find something that she liked. Now, one of the things that just kind of jumps out here is that Microsoft Designer is really struggling following any guidance about uh, text or any kind of text placement is really not looking good. But when she came upon this one, she actually felt a sense of resonance with that she wanted to develop and take a deeper dive on. So we decided to use this as the foundation to iterate and improve for her logo design. Here we can see the raw output from Microsoft Designer. And as a designer, the first thing that jumps out at me, in addition to this being a very complicated and kind of busy design, is that with the logo type, the kerning is problematic. The R is touching the W, is touching the B. And the styles of the font don't really look particularly appealing. The stars kind of have a random pattern, and it just makes it look really busy. And of course, also the hair isn't really following the guidance of flowing elegantly into a root pattern. Also, if you look closely at the hair, you can see there's some kind of sharp divisions here in the hair. There's just a lack of a smooth transitions and flow. Now, something Stephanie really liked a lot and wanted to be sure to preserve were the silhouettes of the faces and that overall feeling of two women leaning forward and having that star between them. So I'll just jump over and show you the final result. You can see that we dramatically simplified the design and we changed the logo type so that it has more of the feeling that she wanted to bring to it, and feels more like a considered part of the design. And also improved the flow of the hair, removed the jagged parts of the hair, increased the sense of flow and flowing into the roots. So let me just show you some steps along the way in that process. We took a really deep dive on the actual choosing the logo type. Now, Stephanie is someone who comes from Germany and from a town called Darmstadt, which is actually one of the homes of Art Nouveau. She was able to source Art Nouveau as a design style inspiration. And so we did use AI to actually get this font, but it wasn't the way you think. We didn't just tell AI, like, hey, generate a Art Nouveau font for us. Actually, we did try that and it failed spectacularly at that. So we told it to suggest some fonts that have Art Nouveau styles, and AI was able to actually point us to this particular font, which feels like it really gets the feeling communicated. So here you see that we have the new logo type is mocked in. It's not necessarily exactly the placement or size that it's going to be, but we're kind of mocking it in. It's feeling right. We're getting excited around this. Here we are. We input the image. We uploaded it into ImageGen 4.0, and gave it explicit guidance to only change the hair and make the hair look more like roots growing downward. And it didn't do a good job with that. It kept making changes. I even scolded it lightly and told it you changed too much, try again. But what we were able to do finally was get a section of roots that felt like they were kind of like transitioning nicely. And then I realized, like, okay, well, we can do this in Photoshop. So let's take a look over at how I composited these together. Took the top section of what we really liked, and then layered that together and just created a simple layer mask. You can see the really jagged transition here between the two. Over in Photoshop, brought this over and then started working the improvements that we wanted to do. So with the hair, making the hair flow more smoothly into the roots, using the liquify tool to be able to kind of move the roots into position so that they would line up with the hair, and then cleaned up the overall, like a lot of stars, a lot of dots, to be able to kind of like hone in on the simplicity of the image, and then to ultimately land on the final version. You can also notice here that we increased the logo type size, so it has more presence. We also felt like we could do that now that the extraneous dots had been removed. So there is the finished logo. And that's our process of how AI plus human collaboration was able to get this done in a good way. So love to hear your thoughts about this. Please share any comments. If you have other ways that you can think of solving this or doing a logo design project, please share them. We want to pool our information and power up together.